time value of money and so what we need to discuss today is basically some refreshing ideas, whatever you have already studied, more specifically regarding the time value of money. So we spent one class to discuss the time value of money and some of the investing decisions which has already been studied in the finance for managers, that is stock valuation, bond valuation, right? So let's do it. So let's start with the very simple thing, that is simple interest. Okay, there is you had idea of this simple interest from grade 3rd or grade 4th, grade 5th maths. That's it. And the formula of simple interest is I, that is interest, is equals to P R T. Here P stands for the present value, or P stands for the principal amount, what you are investing today, or what you are depositing today, or what you are borrowing today, whatever. The amount of money, or the value of money, or the quantity of money in today's date, right? So it's the present amount of money. R stands for the rate at which it is the rate of, you can say, interest, or the rate of profit that would be charged or earned. And T stands for the time period, for how much time period it is being invested, or for how much time period it is being borrowed, right? And you can easily calculate the interest amount. Let's say if you are willing to invest $1,000, right, today, and the rate of interest is 10%. To make our calculation simple and easier, I am taking 10% over here, and time period is 3 years. Okay, so let's do it. So if I am interested to calculate out the simple interest, first let me do the calculation, then I'll explain it. So this is 1,000, that is the principal amount, the 10%, and 3 years. So you will calculate $300. So every year you will earn 100, that is 10% of 1,000. That is 10% of 1,000, that is 100. So first year you will earn or charge 100. Second year you will earn or charge another 100. Third year you will earn or charge another 100. So altogether, in the 3 years time period, you must earn altogether $300 over an investment, over a lending of 1,000. Clear? Now, why it is called simple interest? Reason because your amount is not being compounded. Like you have, given 1,000 to me, and every year, at the end of every year, I am paying 100 rupees as the interest or profit or whatever you would like to call it, right, on that particular 1,000 rupee. But your principal amount will not change and it will remain 1,000. Next year again 10% will apply on the same amount, that is 1,000, and you will get another 100, right? So in this way, so first, second and third year, you are going to sum the interest of all 3 years, what you have been entitled, so altogether it is 300, right? And if you want to find out that, okay fine, I am not taking 100 every year, and I have invested for 3 years, and the interest will be calculated as simple interest. So how much amount I will get? So you can call it A, that is amount, or you can call it future value is equals to the value you had invested plus the amount of interest you have earned. So you have invested 1,000, and the amount of money you have earned is 300. So altogether it is $300. Are you getting my point? So if you are interested to calculate out the interest amount only, so that is 300, and if you are interested to calculate out the future value or the total amount what you will be entitled after 3 years, so it would be 1,300. Is that clear? Now immediately after simple interest, we have another part or another type that is called compound interest. So in compound interest, I am taking out the same question. Please pay attention. I'll not wipe out anything. Relax. You can take a snapshot. I'll give you time enough to copy this out, but please pay attention because this is not the thing I am interested to teach you. This is the grade 3rd, grade 4th, grade 7th maths questions. So this is not something I am teaching you. But the only thing I am interested to differentiate these things, that how it is differentiating with the annuities and other financial concepts. So that is why it is not that much important that you are turning out your entire attention on writing and copying out. So please look at the board. The compound interest, I am taking the same question. That is the principal amount, let's say the same 1,000. The rate is same, that 10%, and the time period is also same, 3 years. The one thing I am adding it, that is compounded annually. You have invested 1,000 or you have deposited 1,000 in a bank with an interest rate of 10% for 3 years time period, but now it will not be calculated simply. One phrase I am adding it, that is compounded annually. If I am going to add one phrase here, that is, I have deposited 1,000 at the rate of 10% for 3 years, compounded annually. So the situation will change. How come? In this situation, look, 1,000 and the rate of interest is 10%, right? At the end of first year. At the end of first year, it is 1,000 into 10%, that is 100, okay? Right? I am not withdrawing this amount of interest, that is 100, right? So, at the beginning of the second year, my amount will grow by the interest that is earned or charged. And now my principal amount will increase to 1,100. Look, 1,000 is the initial deposit I have made. I have earned 10% on this amount, that was 100. Now at the beginning of the second year, my amount grew up to 1,100 because this is the amount of interest that would be added in the principal amount. Keeping in mind that in the simple interest, my amount will not grow. My principal amount will remain same, right? And every year I am putting 10% of 1,000 100, 10% of 1,000 100, 10% of 1,000 is 100. So all 3 years I am applying the percentage on the principal amount, right? But here in the compound interest there is a minor change. That whatever the amount of interest that is being earned or charged, this would be added in your principal amount, right? So now it is 1,100. At the end of second year, the interest rate will apply on the new principal amount, that is grow up to 1,100, and this time you will earn an interest of 110. At the beginning of the third year, now your amount increased to 1,100 plus 110. So now your amount increased to 1,210, right? So at the end of third year, now the interest will be applied on 1,210, which is 121, right? So if you are going to add that first year I have earned 100, second year I have earned 110, and third year I have earned 121. So if I am going to sum them, it would be 331, right? So here the amount of interest was 300 and here the amount of interest is 331. So I am getting 31 more because of the same phrase, what is compounded annually, right? And if I need to find out the total amount of the future value, what I'll get at the end of the period. So 1,000 I have deposited and 331 is the amount of interest I have got. So altogether it is 1,331. So you can compare 1,300 and 1,331 easily, right? It was compounded annually, right? That means whatever the interest earned and charged. Why I am calling it repeatedly earned and charged? Because if you have deposited, so you have earned. And if I have borrowed that money from you, right? So I am being charged. So it is a two-way situation, right? Okay. So do we need to do this horrendous task? What if I have invested this 1,000 at the rate of 10% for 30 years? Then I have to do for 30 years? No, we have a very simple formula for that. And that is the future value, or you can call the amount, is equals to the present value which you are interested to invest plus R power n. Like the same formula, 1000, the rate of interest is 10%, 10% that means 0.1, and for how many years? 3, you will directly get the answer on your calculator, that is 3031. So you need not to do it on a yearly basis or compounded basis, and then you will add the interest with the principal amount. You can directly use this formula to calculate out, and this is very important formula in finance, which transforms the present value into future value, which transforms the future value into present value, which we will discuss a little later. But currently I am interested to discuss with you the compounding periods, right? I know I am moving fast, but the reason of moving fast because all these are very basic things. Just to refresh your memories, it is all needed, right? Okay. So we are compounding period. Like if it is compounded on annual basis, we can denote the number of compounding periods by M. So if it is 1, it could be 2, it could be 4, it could be 6, it could be 12, it could be 24, it could be 52, it could be 365. So that means it is yearly, this is semi-annually, this is quarterly, this is bi-monthly, this is monthly, this is fortnightly, this is weekly, this is yearly. Right? Like if the interest is compounded on a semi-annual basis, so how many semi-annual in a year? 2. How many quarters in a year? 4. How many months in a year? 12. How many weeks in a year? 52. How many days in a year? 365. So if it is compounded with respect to quarters, so automatically the M means 4. If it is compounded on daily basis, that means M means 365, right? So the number of compounding periods, which is denoted by M, right? I am not elaborating it further. You can understand me. Why I have not used this M here? The reason because it was compounded annually, and compounded annually means 1. So if 1 is going to multiply by 3, 3 ones are 3. So there is no change, right? But if the number of compounding period is other than 1, then it will change the formula. So the new formula of the compound interest is that if the compounding periods are more than 1, right? Then your formula of the compound interest will change. Wherever you will find R, divide by M. Wherever you find N, multiply by M. Come again. Wherever you find R, divide by M. And wherever you find N, multiply by M. Wherever means wherever. Right? Okay. So if I am taking the same question, that is the principal amount is 1000. The rate of interest is 10%. The time period is 3 years. Now instead of compounded annually, I am making it compounded semi-annually. Right? So compounded semi-annually means 2. Okay? So look, the same thing, everything is same, only compounded semi-annually. Right? So this is 10%, 10 divided by 2, right? Is that clear? The principal amount is 1000. 1. R is 10%. M is for 2 because it is compounded semi-annually. M is 2. Number of years 3. The same question, same thing. Only the compounded period has been changed. So this would be 1000. 1.05 and 2 into 3 is 6. So power 6. Can anyone help me out? 1340. Okay. So you can see the difference of $9. You can see the difference of $9. Why there is a difference of $9? Because in the previous question it was compounded annually, and now it is compounded semi-annually. So you can see the difference, that there will be 9 rupees more interest that could be earned or charged by investor or the borrower respectively. Why? Because if it is compounded annually, so that is 1000, 10%, 100, this amount of interest would be earned or charged and added to the principal amount once in a year because it is compounded annually. And here the amount of interest that is earned or charged, this will be added twice in a year. Look at the back end, what is going on, that you have invested 1000, right? But not after 12 months, not after the entire year. Amount of interest that is 10% a year, that is 5% every after 6 months, right? That will be added in this principal amount. So 5% of 1000 is 50, right? Not at the end of second year, now at the end of first semi-annual, now in the second semi-annual, now the amount become 1050. Then again 5% will be charged on this amount, that is 52.5, right? So in 1 year you have earned 102.5 instead of 100. Instead of 100 you have earned 102.5. reason because the amount of interest that is being added in your principal amount twice in a year, not once in a year. So your amount is growing at a faster rate. Are you getting my point or not? The amount is growing at a faster rate, and the reason is because instead of semi-annual, now it is instead of annual, now it is semi-annual, right? So altogether, like at the third semi-annual, like let's say this is 2019. So on June 30th June 2019. You have invested on 1st of January, right? 2009. Okay? Make it 2019, okay? So that was 1000. After 6 months, 5% will be the interest that will be entitled, and now your amount on 1st of July 2019, it would be 1050, right? And then after 6 months, that is on 31st of December 2019, now your amount will increase to, 1102.5. So at 1st January 2020, that is 1050 plus 52.5, so your amount will grow to 1102.5. So here after first year your amount grew up to 1100, and here your amount grew up to 1102.5. And the reason because the interest has been added twice in 1 year, right? So that proves that the rate or the interest you can denote by R or a small capital I, a small case I. R is directly proportional to M. That means if the number of compounding period will increase, automatically the effective rate of interest will increase. Please pay attention again. That the interest rate is 10%, right? Right? The interest rate was 10%. It is, if it is compounded annually, it is 10%. But here you can see, if I am interested to calculate out that after 1 year, how much interest that is being earned. So here it is 102.5 over an investment of 1000 multiplied by 100, so you will get it's 10.25%, right? Right? Yeah. What was the question? The question was, you have deposited 1000 for 3 years at the rate of 10%, right? Right? And here you can check this out, that after 1 year you have got 1100, that is 100 over the investment of 1000 multiplied by 100, so you will get 10%. Okay? But here the situation is different. That here you have earned 102.5 over an investment of 1000. If you are going to calculate it, you will get 10.25%. right? So why there is a difference? I am claiming that I am borrowing or I am depositing, or the bank is claiming that if we are lending you, we will charge only 10%. Right? Compounded semi-annually. And if you compare compounded annually with the compounded semi-annually, you can see a difference of 0.25%. And you used to blame that there are hidden charges, the bank has not disclosed that. No, bank has disclosed it. Now, take the same question, Sadam, and now let's move on to compounded weekly. Let's do it. That 1000 at the rate of 10% for 3 years compounded weekly. So now the future value is equals to present value 1 plus R over M, M into N, 1000, 1 plus 10 divided by 52, 52 into 6, into 3, right? So it would be how much? It's 156 and 10 divided by 52. $13.49. Yes, correct. It's yes, 13. So it's 1349, right? So now the interest is 349. So if you look at this situation, that if it is compounded annually, the amount is 331. If you do it the same calculation using semi-annually, the amount is 340. And if you look at the same situation, the amount is 349. So as the number of compounding periods are increasing, the interest rate, and if I'm going to calculate out the amount of interest that would be charged after 1 year, so the rate of interest that is being claimed or that has been announced, that is different, and the effective rate of interest is different. Are you getting my point? We are only charging 10%. We are only charging 10%. But the effective rate is 10.25%. Whatever I have, here it is, 10.25%. So am I lying? No, I am not lying. I have disclosed in the condition that it is compounded semi-annually. Right? So if you want to find out, and of course you have been charged or you have been earned at the rate of effective rate of interest, not the rate of interest that is being disclosed. So in which interest rate you will be more interested into? The effective one or the normal that is given? Effective one. So how we can calculate the effective rate of interest? Effective annual rate. So that is 1 plus R over M power M minus 1. So if it is 10% compounded semi-annually, so it would be 1.05 power 2 minus 1. And then whole sum multiplied by 100. Yes, Sadaf, can you do this? R is 10% divided by M, that is 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5%. 5% that is 0.05. Plus 1 is 1.05 power 2 because it is semi-annually minus 1 multiplied by 100. 10.25. No, 10.25. Right? And if you are interested to calculate out like what if the same 10% interest but it is compounded weekly. So in that situation it would be 1 plus 10% divided by 52, 3 into 52 minus 1 multiplied by 100. So you will directly calculate out the effective rate of interest. $10.50. So can you see the difference? यानी एक रेट हम क्या कह रहे हैं और यहाँ पर भी मैं जब मैं ये वाली बात कर रहा हूं कि वी आर चार्जिंग ओनली 10%, तो मैं अल्लाह की कसम खा के आपको कह रहा हूं कि वी आर चार्जिंग ओनली 10% इंटरेस्ट compounded. That's it. So the effective one that would be charged actually. जो मैं समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं, मैं कह रहा हूं, मैंने आपसे कहा कि आप मुझसे कर्जा ले लें 10%। अब आप एंड ऑफ द ईयर में जो 1000 रुपए का आपने मुझसे कर्जा लिया था 100 रुपए लेकर आए, 1000 रुपए पर 100 रुपए लेकर आए। मैंने कहा नहीं 105 रुपए दीजिए। आपने बोला हमारी बात हुई थी, there is a written agreement that you will charge 10% interest, so over 1000, see the calculator, it is Casio, not Chinese, it's Japanese, okay? So 1000 into 10%, it's 100. How can you calculate it? 105 rupees. आपने कहा आपने पूरा एग्रीमेंट नहीं पढ़ा। It is compounded weekly, right? So आपको कितने देने पड़ेंगे एंड ऑफ द डे? 105 रुपए। तो आप अब नेक्स्ट टाइम से कौन सा रेट कैलकुलेट करेंगे? इफेक्टिव रेट, जितना आपको मिलेगा या जितना आपको देना पड़ रहा है, रिगार्डलेस व्हाट इज मेंशन। अब आप इसको कहें बैंक वाले खबीस होते हैं, हिडन चार्जेस लगाए थे, अरे भाई तुम जाहिल हो, बैंक वाले कहां से खबीस हो गए? उन तो कहा हुआ है ना कि भाई कंपाउंडेड वीकली। अब अगर क्रेडिट कार्ड आप स्वैप करते हैं और 45 डेज तक पेमेंट नहीं करते तो इट इज कंपाउंडेड डेली। So when it is compounded daily, automatically the interest rate will go up. If you have no idea, so किसी और का सुन नहीं है, ठीक हो गया? Okay. Sorry. So what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest? In simple interest, the rate will always apply on the principal amount, and the principal amount will not change. But in the compound interest, the interest will be added on the principal amount after each and every compounding period, and in the next compounding period, the amount of interest that is earned or charged, that would be on the new principal amount. So here the principal amount will change, and here the principal amount will not change. So the simple interest will remain constant, but the compound interest will increase, right? Okay. Now the third thing after compound interest is annuity. Now what is annuity? So annuity is basically when there is a series of regular payment. Like as I told you that we can use this formula that is future value to calculate the future amount of money that I am investing 1000 today, and after 1 year how much money I will get back, or after 3 years how much money I will get. So that is 331 or 340 or 349 or 350, whatever it is, right? But what I am interested in, right, that if I am getting 1340, pay attention. What if I am getting 1340? Now I am changing the question that in future, please pay attention, I am getting $1340, and you know what, I had invested some amount, but I completely forgot that what was the amount at that moment when I invested or my grandfather invested, right? But I am getting 1340 from Bangalore today, and they are saying that whatever you had invested, that was compounded semi-annually, and the rate of interest was 10%. And your grandfather has invested that amount of money 3 years back, right? And I don't know this amount. Now I know the future value, but I do not know that what is the present value. Like, okay, turn down the question with another perspective, like what like after 3 years I will get $1340 from Bank Alpha, and the rate of profit they are offering is 10%. And what I need to invest today, how much amount I need to invest today, if I need 1340 in future, right? So you can change the formula of, you can just rearrange the formula, that is present value is equals to future value 1 plus R upon M into N. Now I have made present value as a subject. Now put 1340, 1 plus R is 10%, semi-annually that is 2 into 3, and you will get back 1000. So that means if I know the future value, I can transform it into present. Right? Look, if there is an opportunity, which I am offering you today, that is, Sada, if you are going to invest 1000 rupees in my business, I promise to pay you 50,000 after 50 years. Right? If you ask the question to an accountant that whether I should go for it or not, right? So the accountant will readily agree and encourage you to invest. That there is a profit of 49,000 rupees, because currently you need to invest only 1,000, and after 50 years you will get 50,000. So there is a profit of 49,000, right? How much I will receive? How much I have paid? How much profit I have made? This is accounting. Very innocent people, right? But if you ask the same question from a finance person, he will plainly refuse to do the investment. Reason because the 50,000, what you will get after 50 years, and if the discount rate is even 10% or compounded annually, so it's, do the maths please, it would be 400 something. No. 50,000 divided by 1.1 power 50. 420. Okay, please pay attention here. Then if you are getting how much? How much amount you will get? 50,000. After how many years?
50 years.
50 years, right? And even the rate of interest or the discount rate is 10%, right? So 50,000 after 50 years equivalent to 425 rupees today. Say for example you have 1,000 rupees, right? And you can buy 1,000 toffees from that 1,000 rupees today. You sacrifice, you face an opportunity cost of not consuming today, and you have invested somewhere this 1,000 rupees, right? The fellow is promising to pay you 50,000 after 50 years, okay? ठीक है? So 50 साल बाद जब वो 50,000 देगा और फिर उस 50,000 को लेकर आप टॉफियां लेने के लिए जाओगे तो उस वक्त आपको 425 टॉफियां मिलेंगी। तो इसका मतलब आपने 575 टॉफियों का नुकसान कर दिया। That is 1,000 today is more powerful, and you can buy 1,000 toffees from that amount, but after 50 years that 50,000 will only be able to buy 425 toffees. So that means your money has depreciated at a very faster rate, right? So this is not a nice and wise investment, right? So that is why you need to understand that if, I promise I will not wipe out anything, so I'm not removing it. But what I am trying to explain to you, that this is one of the leading formula of the finance. If you pay little attention, that whatever the future value you are expecting to generate from the future, in near future or in expected future, so if you want to discount that with a hurdle rate or with the KIBOR, I will discuss that a little later. So you will get the present value or present worth of that money. This is basically the quantity of money. The quantity is very good, 50,000, right? But the quality is equivalent to 425 today, right? Are you getting my point? Okay. So now move on to annuity. So annuity is basically a series of regular payments. It could be conventional annuity or non-conventional, that we will discuss a little later. But annuity is a series of payments. That means, first take an example in order to understand the concept of annuity. That I have asked my bank manager that what if I want 20 lakhs after 18 years, right? I need 2 million after
18 years.
18 years, right? Because currently my son is 1 year old, and when he will grow to 19 years, I will send him abroad for higher studies. At that moment, I may need, let's say, 2 million, 20 lakhs, right? Right? So how much money I should deposit today so that I can get 2 million after 18 years? Is that clear? Right? क्या चाह रहा हूँ? मेरा बेटा 1 साल का है, मैं बैंक मैनेजर से पूछ रहा हूँ कि मैं आज कितनी अमाउंट अपने फिक्स डिपॉजिट के अंदर, अपने सेविंग अकाउंट के अंदर डिपॉजिट करवा दूँ कि जब मेरा बेटा 19 साल का हो जाएगा, सही है, ठीक है, 18 साल बाद, तो मुझे 20 लाख रुपए चाहिए होंगे उसको आला तालीम के लिए बाहर भेजने के लिए, ठीक है? ज़्यादा समझा? So the manager will calculate using this formula that if you want, still I am using the formula of compound interest, and I'll explain why I am using the formula. Right? So how much amount I need to deposit today if I am interested to get how much money?
2 million.
20 lakhs. Okay, so the present value 20 lakhs divided by 1.1. Let's suppose the bank is offering 10% interest on my investment, and for how many years? 18 years. So the calculate that. So how much money I need to deposit today? How much money I need to deposit today if I want 20 lakhs after 18 years, and if the bank is offering me 10% return, 10% interest, 10% profit? 3,59,770. Now please pay attention. If I want 20 lakhs after 18 years, I need to deposit today 3,59,000, almost 3,60,000. So if I am going to deposit 3,60,000 today, I will get back 20 lakh from the bank after 18 years. समझारी बात? अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट 10% है, सही, अगर 12% है तो ये अमाउंट और कम हो जाएगी, अगर 15% है तो ये अमाउंट और कम हो जाएगी, जैसे जैसे रिटर्न बढ़ता रहेगा ये प्रेजेंट वैल्यू सही है। लेकिन मैंने बैंक मैनेजर से कहा 20 लाख तो मुझे चाहिए आज से 18 साल बाद, ये तो तय है, राइट? और जैसा आपने कैलकुलेट करके बताया कि अगर आज मैं अपने फिक्स डिपॉजिट में 3,59,717 डिपॉजिट कर देता हूँ, तो बैंक मुझे मेरे बेटे की 19वीं सालगिरह पर, क्योंकि 1 साल का तो हो चुका है, 20 लाख दे देगी। लेकिन मेरे पास अभी इकट्ठे 3,59,717 रुपए भी नहीं है। I don't have this amount of money right now. Okay. So, do you have some other plans for me? So why don't you go with the annuity? If you do not have the lump sum amount of money what need to be deposited, so you can pay installment. You can pay monthly. Let me calculate. If you are going to pay me 5,000 rupees, can you withdraw 5,000 from your current earning a month? Well, yes, I can do it easily. Okay, no worries. So if you are going to deposit 5,000 every month, 5,000 per month, okay? So this is the, the payment you need to make, okay? So for 18 years, so N is 18 years. And what are the compounding periods? Because I am paying monthly. So that means the compounding period is, they are 12 months in a year, huh? Okay? And the rate is the same, 10%, right? Now I am interested to calculate out, like, what if I am going to deposit 5,000 rupees every month, right? And the rate of interest is only 10%. Right? For 18 years, for next 18 years, at the end of those 18 years, how much money I will get from the bank, right? So let's calculate that. Future value of annuity is equals to payment 1 plus R power N minus 1 divided by R. Simple formula. Because we have the number of compounding periods, तो मैंने आपसे क्या formula बताया कि जहाँ कहीं पर भी R मिले N से divide कर दे और जहाँ कहीं भी N मिले multiply. Where? Okay. So every month you are depositing 5,000 rupees in your saving account. The interest rate is 10%. Can we make it? Okay. I was planning to make it make 12% so that you can get 1% a month. लेकिन हम इसी सवाल को continue कर रहे हैं, so इस वजह से रहना है. They are 12 into 18 minus 1 divided by 10 divided by 2 or 12, right? कितने चाहिए था आपको? 20 लाख. मैं आपको 20 लाख दूंगा. I'll give you 30 lakhs. आप समझ रहे हैं? I'll give you 30 lakhs. अगर आप 5,000 रुपए महाना बैंक से जमा करवाते हैं, सही है, 18 साल तक, तो मैं आपको 30 लाख रुपए दूंगा at the end of 18 years. The compounded interest, the compounded monthly, and the interest rate is 10%. समझ में आ रही बात? कहानी कहाँ से शुरू हुई थी? मुझे अपने बच्चों को बाहर भेजने के लिए 20 लाख रुपए चाहिए थे. मैंने आज पूछा कि मैं कितने डिपॉजिट करवाऊं कि मुझे आप 20 लाख रुपए दे. उन्होंने बोला आज आप जमा करवा दे 3,59,600 और 700. मैंने इतने सारे इकट्ठे मेरे पास नहीं है. तो उन्होंने कहा कि अगर 5,000 रुपये महीना आप देते हैं 18 साल तक, सही है, वैसे मैं कैलकुलेट करूं 5,000 मैं महीना दे रहा हूं 18 साल तक, हर महीने तो कितने बने? 5,000 रुपये. 12 महीने मैंने 7,000 दिए, तो 18 साल में मैंने कितने दे दिए? 10 लाख 80. तो अगर देखा जाए तो मैंने 10,80,000 दिए हैं और ये मेरे पे कितनी मेहरबानी कर रहे हैं? 30 लाख. तकरीबन 20 लाख ज्यादा दे रहे हैं फॉर माय अमाउंट, बिकॉज इट इज कंपाउंडेड मंथली. सही. तो अगर इंश्योरेंस कंपनी आपसे ये कहती है कि सालाना 30,000 रुपए का प्रीमियम भरे या 40,000 का प्रीमियम भरे और जब आपकी बेटी बड़ी हो जाएगी तो हम उसके पूरा जहेज का बंदोबस्त हम करेंगे, कि आपका बेटा बड़ा हो जाएगा तो हम उसको विल सेंड हिम अब्रॉड, राइट? या आप अगर इंतकाल कर जाएंगे तो आपकी बीवी को हम 1 करोड़ रुपए देंगे, तो कोई कमाल नहीं कर रहे, सिंपल एन्युटी चल रही है भाई। 5,000 रुपए आप महीना आराम से निकाल सकते हैं, तो 5,000 रुपए महीना निकाले और 18 साल बाद 30 लाख रुपए ले रहे, यहाँ पे बात समझ में आ गई। अब इस बात के मैं दावा नहीं ले रहा कि 18 साल बाद 30 लाख से 2 दर्जन अंडे भी आएंगे या नहीं, उसके लिए हमें जाना पड़ेगा प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन्युटी में, लेकिन अभी जाते हैं। लेकिन पहले हम कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट और एन्युटी को डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं। व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट एंड द फ्यूचर वैल्यू ऑफ एन्युटी और एन्युटी? सो पे अटेंशन हियर दैट इन केस ऑफ एन्युटी you are depositing 5,000, right? And the interest rate is 10% in 1 year, so the number of compounding periods are 12, so I can divide it by 12. Okay, so Sadaf, how much interest I will earn at the end of first month?
41.66.
41 points. देखिएगा please. If I am going to deposit 5,000 rupees on 1st of January, so on 30th of January, right, I will earn 41.66 as interest. This is 10% compounded monthly. ठीक है? Okay हो गया? Now on 1st of Feb, how much my amount would be?
5,041.66.
5,041.66, right? ठीक है? Let me show you in this way. 5,000, that is the first annuity I have paid. 41.66, that is the amount of interest that is earned on the end of first month, right? So this is the same thing as compound interest, like the principal amount plus the interest that is earned or charged. ऐसा ही है? ठीक है? Sorry. Then there is a time of the next annuity. In February, you have to pay another 5,000, right? So now your amount increased to 10,041.66. So at the end of 28 Feb, the interest that will be charged on 10,041.66 into 10% of compounded monthly. How much is that?
42.0.
Huh? 83.68. क्या समझ में आया? Compound interest के अंदर your principal amount will only increase by the interest that is earned or charged. But in annuity, the amount will increase not only by the amount of interest that is earned or charged, but the next annuity, the next payment, the next installment you need to pay. So your amount is increasing in two ways. One is the another annuity what you are depositing, and the amount of interest that you have earned on the previous payment, right? So annuity grow faster than compound. Clear? जी जी कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट में ये कि आपने 5,000 रुपए लगाए, ठीक है? मैं कंपाउंड और एन्युटी को अलग अलग करके आपको बताता हूँ। एक ही इंटरेस्ट रेट ले लेते हैं, एनुअल ले लेते हैं। मैंने 10,000 रुपए जमा करवाए, राइट? उस पर 10% मुझे इंटरेस्ट मिला, जो कि 100 हो गया। अगले साल 1,000 प्लस 10,000 प्लस 1,000 प्लस 100, दैट इज 1100। अब अगले साल 1100 पर 10% लगेगा, जो कि 110 होगा। ऐसे ही। लेकिन एन्युटी में क्या होगा? आपने 1,000 लगाए, उस पर आपको 10% इंटरेस्ट मिला, दैट इज 100। अगले साल 1,000 जो आपका प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट था, 100 जो आपको इंटरेस्ट मिला, और अगले साल फिर आपको एन्युटी देनी है 1,000 रुपए की। तो एंड ऑफ सेकेंड ईयर अगर एन्युटी अकाउंट है, तो आपकी नेक्स्ट ईयर अब 2,100 रुपए पर इंटरेस्ट लगेगा, जो कि 210 होगा। फिर अगले साल आपकी प्रीवियस अमाउंट कितनी है? 2,100, 210 इंटरेस्ट, और फिर तीसरी एन्युटी आप पे कर रहे हैं 1,000 की, तो ये हो गया
30 2
वो 3000
33 100 30
310
times.
मेरी बात समझ आ रही है?
सर वो डेट्स जो अगले मंथ की हम पे कर रहे हैं 1000 उसकी अलग नहीं होगी, उसके पीरियड्स के साथ काउंट होगा।
प्रीवियस के साथ ऐड कर दिया था भाई, ये फर्स्ट ईयर की एग्रीडी, ये सेकंड ईयर की एग्रीडी।
अगर अलग अलग करें तो
अलग अलग क्यों करेंगे? मतलब आप उसी अकाउंट में जमा करवा रहे हैं या अलग अलग अकाउंट में जमा करवा
उसी
रहे हैं?
अकाउंट से।
तो फिर उसी अकाउंट में जमा कर रहे हैं तो उसी अकाउंट में डालेंगे ना। जिसके अंदर पानी डालेंगे तो पानी अलग अलग रहेगा, तो मिक्स हो जाएगा ना। पैमाना एक ही है तो उसी पैमाने के अंदर डालते रहेंगे, उसी में ऐड होता रहेगा। सही है ना?
मतलब क्या इंटरेस्ट नहीं मिलेगा
तो नहीं मिलेगा मेरी जान। देखिए 1000 यू हैव इन्वेस्टेड, 1000 रुपये आपने जमा करना है, कौन सी तारीख को जमा करना है? फर्स्ट ऑफ जनवरी। सही है? इस पे इंटरेस्ट कब लगेगा? 31 दिसंबर। कितना लगेगा? 100 रुपये। तो अब 31 दिसंबर को आपकी अमाउंट कितनी हो गई? 1100। फिर 1 जनवरी को दोबारा आप 1000 रुपए की नई एन्युटी जमा करवाएंगे, तो ये अमाउंट कितनी हो गई? 2100। अब 31 दिसंबर दूसरे साल के आखिर में अब इंटरेस्ट किस अमाउंट पे लगेगा? 2100। इसके अंदर ये एन्युटी भी शामिल है, ये एन्युटी भी शामिल है, और अब इंटरेस्ट पर भी इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा है। सही है? तो इंटरेस्ट पे भी इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा है, जो इस एन्युटी को 1 साल हो गया है उस पर भी मिल रहा है, इसलिए एन्युटी पर जो पिछले साल मिल चुका था दोबारा मिल रहा है, कंपाउंडेड, राइट? ओके। Now, look, basically, whatever the amount you have earned over here, that is handsome. But if you want to transform it, so what formula we had discussed earlier, that is whenever, and wherever you would like to calculate out the present value, you use this formula. That is, the present value is equal to future value divided by 1 plus r power n. Right? This is the main formula of finance. Okay? So the future value what you are getting is 30,02,860 divided by 1.1 power 80. Okay? So if you are getting 30 lakhs after 18 years and the discount rate is 10%, so वो जो 30 लाख आज से 18 साल बाद मिलेंगे, आज के हिसाब से वो कितने पैसे बने? What would be the 5,40,082। ठीक है? तो कहने को तो वो कितने हैं? 30 लाख, लेकिन आज के हिसाब से देखें तो वो कितने बने? 5,40,000। तो आज जो कुछ आप 5,40,000 में खरीद सकते हैं, आज से 18 साल बाद जो 30 लाख मिलेंगे, आज से 18 साल बाद जो 30 लाख मिलेंगे, उससे वही तमाम चीजें खरीद सकेंगे जो आज आप 5,40,000 में खरीद सकते हैं। अब फर्ज कर लीजिए कि यूएसए का रिटर्न टिकट आज 5,40,000 रुपए का है और आप खरीद के यूएसए जा सकते हैं, ठीक है, एमिरेट्स से। ठीक हो गई बात? सो आज से 18 साल बाद जब आपका बेटा बड़ा हो जाएगा और जब आप उसके हाथ में 30 लाख रखेंगे कि जा बेटा यूएस जाकर पढ़ के आ जा, तो बोलेगा अब्बा जान इससे तो खाली टिकट आएगी। बात समझ आ रही है? तो टिकटें महंगी थोड़ी हो रही है। अब आप मुझे ये कहें सर टिकट बहुत महंगी हो गई, टिकट महंगी नहीं हुई सर, नोट छोटा हुआ है। यही तो मैं पिछली क्लास में समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा था, टिकट कहां से महंगी हो गई? टिकट तो कोई महंगी नहीं हुई है, वो तो टाइम के साथ साथ आप ग्रो करें, आपका पैसा ग्रो करे। यानी आप क्यों कह रहे हैं, आप ये समझाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि आपने डिफेंस में एक प्रॉपर्टी ली 1 करोड़ की, आज से 3 साल बाद वो 10 करोड़ की हो गई, ठीक है, ऐसा ही है। और आप दाएं तरफ और उस 10 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी को बेचकर आप डिफेंस में 10 और बैंक ले लें। I have made my example simple. आपने 1 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी ली, 3 साल बाद वो 10 करोड़ की हो गई, आपने स्टेट एजेंट को बुलाया और उससे कहा अब इस 10 करोड़ से 10 कोटियां आ जाएंगी। उसने बोला अच्छा, इसका मतलब आप ये कह रहे हैं कि सिर्फ आप ही की प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू बढ़ेगी, बाकी दाएं और बाएं वो सब 1-1 करोड़ की हैं। वो भी 10 करोड़ की हो गई यार, बात भी नहीं समझ रहे। बहुत सिंपल सी बात है, बहुत सिंपल और आसान सी बात है। मतलब आप ये कह रहे हैं सिर्फ मैं बड़ा हूं, बाकी सब छोटे रह जाएं, ऐसे कैसे होगा? सब बड़ा है। यानी मैंने एक गाड़ी ली 10 लाख रुपए की, आजकल गाड़ियां बहुत महंगी हो गई, सही है, और अभी मुझे उसी गाड़ी के 15 लाख आ गए, सही है, और मैं बेच के 15 लाख की और अच्छी गाड़ी लेता हूँ। कहां से मिलेगी अच्छी? मेरी 15 में चली जाएगी। सेम है ना सब, आप किसी अलग जगह से आए हो, सेम इकोनॉमिक एनवायरनमेंट है, ठीक है। अच्छा, अब जरा इस फॉर्मूले को गौर से देखिएगा। Now in the present value of NUT, if whenever you want to calculate the present value, so we have this formula, right? जरा इस फॉर्मूले को देखिएगा। We have this formula, that is future value of NUT. So whatever the future amount, if you want to transform it into present, what you need to do? Divide by the discount rate.
Discount rate.
जब भी किसी फ्यूचर वैल्यू को प्रेजेंट वैल्यू में कन्वर्ट करना हो, you need to divide 1 plus r power n. So this is your future value of NUT. If you are going to divide this future value of NUT by 1 plus r power n, you will transform this into present value of NUT. So I am dividing the whole formula by 1 plus r power n, right? So it will become, instead of future value of NUT, it will become present value of NUT. Are you getting my point? Simple. If you transform any future value into present value, you can divide by 1 plus r power n. Simple. ठीक है? Okay. Now let's do the maths. The formula of the present value of NUT is, please pay attention here, that is 1 plus r power n minus 1 divided by r, right? And then divided by 1 plus r power n. This is the formula of, and the payment. This is the formula of the future value of NUT. And I have divided it by 1 plus r power n to get the present value of NUT, right? Any confusion? Okay. Okay, so let's simplify this. That payment is equals to 1 plus r power n minus 1 divided by r, 1 plus r power n. Can I write in this way? No? Can I do this thing algebraically? Yes. इसके नीचे क्या है? 1 है. It will go up and reciprocate. So it will become 1 upon 1 plus r power n. So 1 multiplied by this and 1 plus r power n you multiply by this. So you will get a little simple thing. Okay? Keep paying attention please. Now the payment is equals to, right, 1 plus r power n upon r, 1 plus r power n minus 1 r, 1 plus r power n. This is the denominator, right? So I have given each component the denominator. ठीक है? When I am going to add them, you will get the same thing. Okay? Now payment, this and this cancelled. So this is 1 upon r and this is 1 upon r, 1 plus r power n. Right? Now 1 upon r is common in both. Okay, so can I take that? So I have taken it out 1 plus r. So multiply by 1 plus r, it will become payment upon r. Payment banta payment upon r. And here I have got 1, right? Then minus 1 upon 1 plus r power n, right? So payment upon r, 1 minus, if I am going to shift this, it will become 1 plus r power minus n. This is positive power, it will shift up. The exponent, the sign of the exponent will change. minus n, right? So this is the formula, and if I am going to transfer r again, okay, so this is the formula of the present value of entity, 1 minus 1 plus r power minus n upon r, right? So simple and easy. Now let calculate it again, the same thing what we have calculated. The payment is 5,000, 1 minus 1 plus 10% compounded semi-annually, that is 12, minus m into n, that is 12 into 18, right, upon 10% divided by 12, right? The same thing, right? You will get this answer. Now I am directly calculating like what would be the present value of annuity if I am going to deposit 5,000 every month for 18 years and it is compounded monthly and the rate of interest is 10%. Yeah. How much is that? Do it again. It's minus 12 into 18. I guess we forgot to put a negative sign. It must be 5,40,000. कैलकुलेटर नहीं चल रहा था।
सर ये इसके से आर के साथ एम डिवाइड नहीं चलो मैं 18 लगा रहे हैं इनके साथ दैट्स व्हाई के
फॉर्मूला इज दिस I have used it. Forget it. बाद में कर लीजिएगा. You will get the answer 5,40,000. Right? Like if I am going to deposit 5,000 for 18 years, every month 10% interest. So what would be the present value? So now you need not to go to calculate out the future value, that is 30 lakhs, and then transform it into present value. You will directly get the present value, that is 5,40,000. Clear? So this is present value. Now either it is future value of annuity or present value of annuity. There are two types. One is annuity due. One is annuity due, and other is annuity ordinary annuity. Right? Now what do I mean by annuity due and what do you mean by ordinary annuity? If you need to pay the payment, at the start of the month, like on 1st of January of every month, you are paying the amount of annuity, that is 5,000. Right? So that is annuity due. And if you are paying at the end of the period, like at the end of every month, if you are paying 5,000, then it will call ordinary annuity. The only difference between ordinary annuity and annuity due is that annuity due will earn an interest one time more than the ordinary annuity. Come again. This was the formula of ordinary annuity. This was the formula of ordinary annuity. That means you are paying the amount of annuity at the end of every period. Like after, if it is compounded annually, so हर साल के आखिर में, if it is compounded semi-annually, so हर 6 महीने के आखिर में, if it is compounded monthly, तो हर महीने के आखिर में, उसे क्या कहेंगे? Ordinary annuity. और ये जो फॉर्मूला अभी तक लिखे ये सारे के सारे ordinary annuity के. लेकिन अगर आप साल के शुरू में या 30 जून को नहीं बल्कि 1 जनवरी को पेमेंट कर रहे हैं, 31 दिसंबर को नहीं बल्कि 1 जनवरी को पेमेंट कर रहे हैं, हाँ, या 30 जनवरी को नहीं, 31 जनवरी को नहीं बल्कि 1 जनवरी को अगर आप डिपॉजिट कर रहे हैं, यानी कि बिगिनिंग ऑफ द पीरियड में कर रहे हैं, एंड ऑफ द पीरियड में नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो इस फॉर्मूले में छोटा सा इजाफा हो जाएगा जो मैं दूसरे कलर के मार्कर से ऐड कर देता हूं. एंड द सेम फॉर्मूला विद दिस 1 प्लस r अपॉन n. The same formula adding 1 plus r upon n. That means whatever the amount that will increase once more. Q once more? Yeah. अभी जो आप पेमेंट कर रहे हैं तो हमने सारी बात की थी कि 1000 पे 10% कब मिला? एक साल के आगे में. सही है, क्योंकि आपने 1 जनवरी को 1000 जमा करवाया था, तो 1 जनवरी को तो इंटरेस्ट ऐड नहीं हो जाएगा. जब पूरा साल बैंक के पास आपका पैसा पड़ा रहेगा, 31 दिसंबर को उस पे 10% इंटरेस्ट चार्ज होगा. ऐसे ही. लेकिन अगर आप बिगिनिंग ऑफ द पीरियड में देते हैं, अच्छा, इसी तरीके से जब आखिरी साल जब आप पैसा लेने के लिए जाएंगे, सही है, तो वो जो एन्युटी आप लेके जा रहे हैं वो तो भी आपकी जेब में पड़ी हुई है. आप वो देंगे और पैसा इकट्ठा वापस ले लेंगे, तो उस अमाउंट पे तो इंटरेस्ट चार्ज ही नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि वो आज ही लेकर गए और आज ही वापस लेकर आ गए. ऐसा ही है ना. लेकिन अगर आपने बिगिनिंग ऑफ द पीरियड में दिया है तो उस अमाउंट पे भी इंटरेस्ट चार्ज हो जाएगा. इस वजह से द ओनली डिफरेंस बिटवीन ऑर्डिनरी एन्युटी एंड एन्युटी ड्यू इज दैट इन एन्युटी ड्यू यू हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई द एंटायर फॉर्मूला बाय 1 प्लस r अपॉन n इफ दे आर कंपाउंडिंग पीरियड मोर देन 1. अगर कंपाउंडिंग पीरियड एनुअल है तो 1 प्लस r इज ओके. Getting completely okay? Okay. Last thing, and then we'll go for break. If you want to copy this out or anything, or take a snapshot, you can take that, so that you can proceed further.